Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Today we'll be discussing the likelihood of whether or not Albus Dumbledore, famed Hogwarts Headmaster, was a descendant of, quite possibly, the most famous wizard known to us Muggles, Merlin. Other than being the most prominent and well-loved headmaster to ever grace the hallowed halls of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, Albus Dumbledore was also one of the most powerful and respected wizards of his time. In fact, he even received the Order of Merlin, first class, for defeating the Dark Wizard Grindelwald. This designation is awarded to the most famous wizard of their time for acts of outstanding bravery or distinction in magic. It has been given out since the 1400s and consists of a gold medal hung upon a green ribbon, the color of which is said to pay homage to Merlin's Hogwarts house as a student, but more on that in just a minute. Of course, this award was given out throughout the centuries to many wizards, and I'm in no way suggesting that every recipient of the Order of Merlin First Class was related to Merlin himself. However, in a wizarding world in which true coincidences are few and far between, it seems like a rather strong possibility that this could be a little Easter egg left by Rowling to indicate a connection between the two wizards, one that goes beyond their magical accomplishments and reputations. But let's put that aside for now, and take a deeper look into Dumbledore's heritage. Is it even possible for the two to be related? Born in the summer of 1881 in the wizarding village of Mold-on-the-Wold, Albus was the eldest child of Percival and Kendra Dumbledore. Now, considering the rumor that Kendra Dumbledore was said to be Muggle-born, speculation that she viewed with considerable contempt, it is quite unlikely that she was a descendant of the wizard Merlin. On the other hand, Percival, Albus's father, came from an English pureblood or half-blood wizarding family, meaning that it is possible for his family lineage to be connected to Merlin. There's also the interesting coincidence of Percival's name, which just so happens to be the name of one of the Knights of the Round Table in Arthurian legend. Could this be just another coincidence? This, of course, brings us to Merlin himself. Much of the Arthurian legends that are told about Merlin do not align with the wizarding world of Harry Potter. For starters, these two figures exist almost 1,000 years apart. The Merlin known within the stories of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table exists within the early 6th century. Yet, from what we know about the introduction of the Order of Merlin, it would seem that the wizarding world's Merlin lived much later. Not to mention that Merlin was a well-known Slytherin pupil at Hogwarts, and Hogwarts didn't exist until the 10th century, meaning that Merlin could have only attended the school after it was founded. So, even if he was born well before the 15th century, he certainly wasn't around before the 10th. What this amounts to is that everything we know about the 6th century Arthurian legends Merlin cannot be broadly applied to the wizarding world's version of Merlin, since they are clearly two different people. In any case, I think it's possible for these two wizards to be related, and given the coincidences discussed earlier, maybe even a little probable. But with all that said, there is very little evidence to support whether or not Albus Dumbledore was a descendant of Merlin. All we know for sure is that these two men were both the greatest wizards of their respective times. And with that, we've come to the end of another video. What did you think? Do you think Dumbledore was related to Merlin? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. And, as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, remember, it does not do